Frederick II of Swabia, also known as Frederick II Hohenstaufen, was one of the most extraordinary and controversial figures of the medieval era, whose life and reign left a lasting imprint on European history. Born on December 26, 1194, in the town of Gessi, near Ancona, he was the son of Emperor Henry VI and Constance of Sicily, which gave him a unique dual heritage linking the German imperial tradition with the rich, multicultural legacy of southern Italy. When his father died in 1197 and his mother soon after in 1198, the young Frederick became a ward of Pope Innocent III, who assumed the role of protector, hoping to control the boy's vast inheritance. Despite papal guardianship, Frederick quickly proved to be independent-minded. At the age of 14, he asserted his authority in Sicily, a kingdom that had inherited both Norman institutions and a sophisticated Arab-influenced administration. He was crowned King of Germany in 1212, after a turbulent period of rival claimants, and in 1220 he was crowned Holy Roman Emperor by Pope Honorius III, thereby uniting the German lands with the Kingdom of Sicily under his rule. Frederick was remarkable not only as a ruler but also as a man of wide-ranging intellect. He spoke Latin, Sicilian, German, Greek, and Arabic, and he actively promoted learning, attracting scholars, poets, and scientists from across the Mediterranean to his court in Palermo, which became a celebrated center of cultural exchange. He issued the Constitutions of Melfi in 1231, an ambitious legal code that strengthened royal authority and introduced reforms in justice, taxation, and administration, laying groundwork for a centralized state. He was deeply interested in science and natural history, conducting experiments in medicine and even allegedly in linguistics to discover the natural language of humanity. His courtly culture gave rise to the Sicilian school of poetry, which influenced the development of Italian literature and set the stage for figures like Dante. He issued the Constitutions of Melfi in 1231, an ambitious legal code that strengthened royal authority and introduced reforms in justice, taxation, and administration, laying groundwork for a centralized state. He was deeply interested in science and natural history, conducting experiments in medicine and even allegedly in linguistics to discover the natural language of humanity. His courtly culture gave rise to the Sicilian school of poetry, which influenced the development of Italian literature and set the stage for figures like Dante. Frederick's reign was marked by almost constant conflict with the papacy, particularly with Popes Gregory IX and Innocent IV, who resented his efforts to create a unified empire stretching from the North Sea to Sicily, undermining papal independence in Italy. Excommunicated repeatedly, he nonetheless undertook the Sixth Crusade in 1228, during which he negotiated directly with Sultan al-Kamil of Egypt to regain control of Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Nazareth without bloodshed, a feat that stunned Christendom but infuriated the Pope, who considered Frederick's secular diplomacy an affront to religious authority. Frederick's personality was a blend of rationality, ambition, and autocracy. He sought to weaken feudal privileges, replace baronial power with professional administrators, and enhance royal justice. His interest in falconry was so profound that he composed De Arte Venandi cum Avibus, a detailed treatise that combined empirical observation with theoretical reflection, and remains one of the most important medieval works on the subject. He was accused by his enemies of impiety, heresy, and even atheism, leading Pope Gregory IX to declare him the Antichrist in a vitriolic campaign of propaganda. In military affairs, Frederick waged protracted campaigns against the rebellious Lombard League in northern Italy, where his forces often met fierce resistance from communes determined to preserve their autonomy. He also faced revolts within his southern kingdom, particularly from his own son, Henry VII, who rebelled against him and was imprisoned. Frederick's health declined in his later years, and he died on December 13, 1250, at Castel Fiorentino in Apulia. After his death, the Hohenstaufen dynasty quickly fell apart, as his legitimate and illegitimate heirs were unable to maintain his complex realm against the combined forces of papal hostility and German princely independence. Despite the eventual collapse of his political legacy, Frederick II has been remembered as a monarch far ahead of his time, an intellectual ruler who embodied a unique synthesis of medieval kingship, scientific curiosity, and cultural cosmopolitanism, earning the enduring title, Stupor Mundi, the wonder of the world.